Hey, yes, this is what you look like after 3 weeks of SBAC. I have my Hamilton, oh, it's not that arm, this one, my Hamilton sweatshirt on. So we've been doing SBAC for 3 weeks, and I kind of wanted to do a video on how to survive it. It's brutal. I know it's brutal for 1 week because you're shoving so many tests in, but just, man, the change in the schedule, the blocks when you're not used to them, and then, so how we do it, we have rotating blocks, and it's just brutal. I noticed that the kids are a lot more tense, I'm a lot more tense, and it's hard. So anyway, I didn't want to focus on that. I wanted to focus on how to actually survive it. I know that as teachers, we tend to want to stay here late and plan. And I think the best way to be able to, I don't know, preserve yourself during these last couple months of school, but also during testing, is to go home when your contract is done, and do something like go for a hike, go swimming, because anyway, for me, it helps me just kind of release my tension from the day. And during SBAC, if you're a content that doesn't test, like history, or whatever your state testing is, realistically, I mean, I feel like there's only so much we can shove in their heads of content, and things aren't gonna go the same for every period. So like, I had 2.5 hours with one of my classes, and then like 70 minutes with another, and one of the classes in 70 minutes accomplished more than the other one managed to do in 2.5 hours. So you have to be flexible, and I think that's key, is you have to take care of yourself and you have to be flexible, and then you'll be okay. And I think it's also important to do projects, do activities that include some art or group work, moving around. So we did, I have to remember, we did the Underground Railroad activity, which I'll post a video explaining it a little more in here, like a clip, I mean. We did the Underground Railroad activity. We did like a, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. We did a PowerPoint activity that the kids are actually presenting yesterday and today, where we had covered all this content during the 3 weeks of SBAC and the week before, but I obviously didn't want to give them a test during state testing. So what we did was we had them give a little presentation about it. The other kids took notes, and then when they have a test next week on the content, they get to use their notes that they took from the presentations. So I think that'll be good, because I let them work in groups. I gave them a little more time, and we actually haven't really done any presentations. We've done video projects, and they've like presented the games they created for other projects, but not like a full presentation. But at the same time, it was super informal, and so I think it was good. Gosh, I'm yawning again. Excuse me. Let's see, did we do anything else? Sorry. Oh, we took, and this totally depends on your school, but about halfway through the long block, so we have a, you know, I thought it was 2.5 hours, but I think it's only like 2.25. I took a 10-minute break with the kids. Like, we went outside, grabbed a volleyball, just kind of hung outside for a bit. The first week, 15 minutes the second week. And then the first half, we did, I think it was 15 minutes again. Or I meant the last week we did, oh my gosh, I cannot speak. I probably shouldn't even do this video right now. We did a 10-minute break this last week, 10 or 15, depending on the class. And I think that's helpful, to give them some time to go outside, you know, expand some energy. I think that's why, I don't know about your school, I feel like this is only my 3rd year, but I feel like tensions always rise during state testing. You always have kids who start fighting more. And I think part of that is they don't, with the long periods, you know, they get cooped up and then they expand their energy that way. So, trying to think if we did anything else. Oh, we also always want to have like a lesson or two that you want to get to that is pretty self-directive, that you don't have to get to necessarily. That way, if you have a class, like that one class that finished in 75 minutes, when the other class took like 2.5 hours, when they next have class, I would have expected to be continuing that lesson, but they already finished, so then I have a backup lesson, and I think those are good. We have current events that we do every quarter where they have to read an article and answer questions and turn it in, and it's a current event that they have to analyze. So I think that's really good to have something like that where you can be like, oh, you're done? Awesome. Here's your current event, you know? I also always post, it's going to be backwards if I show you, but I don't know if you can see that. Ah. Yes, I just tripped. Okay. So yeah, it's totally backwards, but so it says, think you're done, make sure you finished, and then I list all of our ongoing assignments. And then, put you back here. I also, oops, there we go. So yeah, so that, then they can work on stuff. I've said before, we have our vocab words that our final will be on, so they can work on that too. I know you guys already know all of this stuff, but I just, I don't know, I feel like my first year it would have been helpful to have someone be like, hey, make sure you have backup assignments, make sure you have, but also, I mean, I guess your first year, you're just trying to survive. So, yeah, I don't know, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, also, because we have 4 weeks, I know some of you guys get out June 8th, some of you get out in May, we get out June 14th, and so what that means is I have to send home notifications that their kids are in danger of failing. So I typed that up. So I'm going, oh, I need to send this out today. Wow, I should probably go do that. I don't know if you guys want to see what those look like. I can show you what it looks like if you want. I don't know what I was going to say. But I hope you guys have a good weekend. I think the deadline for SBAC is next week, I think, right? And so I hope you guys are all pretty, you know, winding down, getting done with testing and getting ready for summer. And yeah. Oh, there's a really cool activity we're gonna do on the Civil War, which I'm excited about that. We're gonna do a whole maps where they have to plot the different battles using Google Maps, and I need to play with that. We're going to start it next week. I think I've said this before, that like normally we're kind of rushed to do the Civil War. We get to everything before the Civil War. We don't get to the actual Civil War. Yes, I know it's in our content to do the Civil War and Reconstructionism. We try, but this year we're like actually in it, and which is awesome, but it also means the stuff we have planned isn't in depth enough. So it's been kind of cool. It's been nice to be able to, I mean, we usually do create new stuff, but to like be creating completely from scratch. My gosh, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I hope you guys have, oh my gosh, I've been saying this for like 5 minutes. I hope you guys have a good weekend and a good rest of the school year and a good summer. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.